You know that you could get your Google My Business listing suspended if you commit these mistakes. Do you want to know what is it and how to prevent it? Find out in this video. Stay tuned. Hi guys, this is Jackie from techjackie.com and welcome to another video on SEO. First of all, if you're brand new to this channel, make sure to press the subscribe button down below so whenever I release a new SEO video like this, you'll get notified. Optimizing your Google My Business listings for local SEO is one thing. Making sure that your listing doesn't violate Google guidelines and policies is another thing. Most business owners don't aware that Google also have their own Google My Business listing and policies, just like their own organic listings. And by violation of their policies and guidelines could get your listing suspensions. And worse than that, whenever your listing gets suspended, Google won't even inform you as to what reasons or why they have suspended. So in this video, I'll explain to you one of the most common mistakes that business owners make, and that is called as Google My Business suspension due to quality issues. Well, for these issues, it is one of the most common ones, and it is very easy to prevent, right? So without further ado, let's jump right to my computer screen and I'll show you or explain to you what is this mistake and how you can easily prevent it. All right, so guys, this is the first. Before I really jump right into the problems or the mistakes and how to really prevent it, let me first kind of clarify with you as to what type of business are really eligible for claiming and verifying Google My Business listings, right? So according to the Google document, there are three types of business that are eligible for Google My Business listing. First is the business with physical location, right? So just for instance, like a barber shop, right? Or any business that solely depends on their physical location, that they use to make to do business in, right? And the second type of business that are eligible for Google My Business is a business that serve customers at their location, right? At their location in the local area, right? So let's say like any service based business, right? Let's say plumber, right? Or electrician, something like that customers need to ring up the phone, and the guy will go to the customer place in order to do the work or the stuffs there, right, in their local area. And the third type, which the type of business that are eligible for Google My Business are businesses, right? Businesses that both have physical location as well as serve customers at their location, right? So this could be like let's say a restaurant, right, where you have like a physical restaurant store, as well as you also like do a delivery or something like that, like an online delivery or something like that, right? So this is a third type of business that are eligible for Google My Business listing. So one of the most common mistakes, as I discussed earlier in the introduction, is what we call as Google My Business suspension, right? Suspension due to quality issues. Well, when you talk about quality issues, there are different factors, right? Let's say you didn't actually verify their listing properly, right? Let's say you bought your Google My Business from like a black market or something like that, right? So that also falls under quality issues. But one of the most common mistakes, right, like one of the most common reasons due to quality issues is that you actually like label your business as having a physical location, but you actually don't have like a proper physical locations, right? So common quality issues happens that I see all the time is that you list your physical address, right, in the Google My Business listing, and you don't have, right, and you don't have a proper physical location, right? So this is the most common one. So how does this happen, right? So this mostly happens with the service-based business, right, where you actually like where your house, right, where your house or your apartment or your your the place where you actually live in is the place where you actually list the address in the Google My Business, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say if you're a plumber and then your address which is listed in the Google My Business is your actual house, right? This is your office, and then you also serve customers at their location as well, right? So you also like falls into these categories as well as this category. So basically you're trying to be this category, right? So you also have physical location as well as service. You also serve your customers at their locations. Now the problem here is that your physical location is not the proper physical locations, right? And what I mean by the proper physical location here, so like actually I had a client, right, like which I'm actually, this is like a continuation part from my previous videos, right, where I discussed like how I contacted the Google My Business team, right, to actually help me quickly verify the Google My Business listing for my clients. And in the process, they figure out that my client didn't have a proper physical address, and they gave me a warning, something like that. They also like explain it further, right? So let me kind of show you that the message, right? So this is my Twitter message, right? The conversation with the official Google My Business team, as you can see, right? This is a Google My Business official team on Twitter. And then like we also had a couple of long conversation, right? And then this is what's actually summarized up everything, right? So this is the Google My Business team. So they message me and they say like, in order to display a listings address, the business must have permanent on-site Cengage, right? So first you need to make sure that you have a Cengage or a logo of your business in front of your locations, right? Affixed at the locations. If this is not the case, such as if the business location is associated with a private residence, right? So this is the thing that the Google My Business team has clearly mentioned it here. If it is associated with your private residence, right? So with, as I said, many business owners and many service-based business owners out there, what they do is they will turn their house, right, or their apartment or the place where they live in, essentially their private residence, into their physical locations, right? So that is not what Google My Business consider as a proper physical locations. Then continuation, they say that you will need to remove the address and set up a service area, right? So in Google My Business, right, if you're service-based business, you will have an option to actually list out your service area as well, right? So you will have like both. First you will have an address, and you will also have like a service area, right? So let me show you that on my Google My Business listings, right? So if I go to the info here, like this, my listing is also like an agency, right? So I'll have both. If you can see here, right, first, this is the address part. This is the address part that the Google My Business team is referring here, right? The physical address here. And this is the service area, right? The service area that he's also referring here as well. So what this guy essentially is saying is that if you don't have a proper locations, right, or if you don't have a proper physical location for your business, you should remove this out, right, and only add this in. Now, this also clearly mentioned in the Google My Business policies guideline as well, right? As you can see, I'll leave this link in the description so you can go through it again, right? So which it says that if you don't serve customer at your business address, leave the address field blank and only enter your service area, right? So, and it also like reinforce here, if you do not serve customers at your business address, do not enter an address under info tab in the Google My Business. The business field should stay blank, right? So actually this is not quite clear, right? As you can see, like, okay, you may be thinking like, okay, I serve my customers at my home, right? At my home office. Well, as you can see here, right, this Google My Business team clearly says that if it is a private residence, it is not allowed, right? So let me give you an example of like as I mentioned earlier, it's a very common mistake, right? Let's say like this is an example that I was able to find on the internet. So I searched, let's say, for plumbing in San Diego, and then I have a look at this this listings. If I click on the photos here, right, if I click on the photos here, and then if I click on the inside, which is the tab which allows you to upload, you know, the photos. Just a minute, I think it's maybe this another one, right? Maybe this one, I guess. Okay, as you can see, like, yeah, this one, right? So this company, you know, probably use their home residence, right, like as their physical address. Now this is a violation of Google policies, right, as you can see here. And you know, they don't have, you know, the proper images of their physical locations, right? So let me show you that in order to, you know, to list your address, right, in order to list your address, you should really, you know, you should really have a physical address pictures, right there. So let me show you that. Let me, if I go up here, right, if you can see here, as you can see, right, if this is a storefront, could you please send us pictures of the storefront with visible syncage, right, as you can see. So in order to really verify that you have an actual proper physical address for your business, you need to upload your business office or location as well, right, with the proper syncage or logo here. And the thing you can easily do that is just to go to your Go My Business and go to the photos, right, and click on the section here where it says interior, right. So you just go to interior and upload it there. And remember, when you upload it, make sure that, you know, you have a proper logo, right, a proper sign of your business there. Now you might be wondering, like, okay, this business is running like smoothly, right, like nothing happening, like they're not getting suspended. That's you know, that's obviously because, you know, there are like billions of Google My Business listings out there, right? So it will take some time for Google to really, you know, start catching this up, you know. And it is not possible for them to really, you know, be able to catch this up, but it happens from time to time, and it happens a lot, right? So let's say if I go to Google and I type in, you know, Google My Business suspension due to quality issues, you'll see that, you know, many people reported these issues, right, like listing has been suspended due to quality issues, GMB listing suspended due to quality issues. Like many people actually report this type of you know, like suspension, you know, almost every day, right? So you really need to you know, be careful with this, right? They may randomly, you know, pick your business up, right, if you're not having a proper physical address, and they may, you know, suspend. And just, you know, trust me guys, like once your listing gets suspended, you really have to, you know, ask for do the reconsideration, which will take like another 2 weeks, right? So during that process, you know, your listing will just be completely wiped off the maps, right? So you wouldn't want that to happen, right? So make sure that, you know, let me kind of recap this. If you want to list your address there in the Google My Business, right here, let me kind of show you that again. This address, make sure that you have a proper address, your proper physical address of your locations, right, proper physical locations with the logo there, right, so that Google My Business team, they can easily identify that, you know, you have a proper listings. Otherwise, right, you just have to remove this and enter the service area here, right. So this is a very important thing. So, you know, as I mentioned here, as the Google My Business team mentioned here, that, you know, if your location should not be associated with any private resident, right? So you can't really take your house or your apartment and turn it into your office. You really need like a proper office or locations there, right? So that's all for this like videos, right? And I also, like, you know, explain to you how to really prevent it. If you have any more questions with regards to these issues, or, you know, if you want me to make any videos on any topics with regards to SEO or local SEO, make sure to comment them down in the comment section down below as well, right? And that's all for it. If you like this video, make sure to press the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. And thank you for watching. See you in the next video.